If you've ever been through a family night where only 6 or 7 people showed up, then today's episode is for you. These 10 activities get families in the building, they build community, and they strengthen trust. And I think they work in every setting. So let's get started. Hi, friend. Are you ready to move into a leadership position? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to start your own coaching or consulting agency. I'm Mel, and I help educators define their career path through correct mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for your career transition. I will show you how to level up your leadership skills, share your expertise in a new way, create impact on a larger scale, and put your leadership in motion. As an educator for over 20 years, I started to feel underused and like I had more to give. I knew when the time had come for me to leave the classroom and affect change on a larger level. Now, I'm ready to help you determine where your talents and skills mesh with your passions and interests. Put your leadership in motion and move into that next phase of your educational career journey. Let me help you define your career path by having the right mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for that next leadership position. So power up and put your leadership in motion. Welcome back to the show, Empowered Leaders. My name is Dr. Mel Vandevort. Last week, I talked about 10 strategies for family engagement. Things like personalized two-way communication, flexible participation options, recognizing and using family strengths. But today, I want to talk about 10 specific activities to get families in the door. And you know, I'm all about creating spaces where families feel like true partners, not just guests at an event that you host. Today, I'm going to break down those 10 family engagement activities that actually build that connection. They also increase turnout, and I think they help parents understand what's happening in classrooms. The first one is a family learning night. This can be a student-led family learning night, which makes it even better. And parents really want to come and see what their kids are doing when their kids are the ones telling them about it. Picture the students running the stations, not the teachers. Students can explain a math strategy or a reading routine or a science experiment that they are participating in their classrooms. Families can cycle through and try it with them. They can actually learn right alongside their students. This builds confidence, it builds transparency, and it's just fun for the kids to be able to show their parents or their families what they're doing. Number 2, try something like a curriculum cafe or a coffee and curriculum. This can be a casual morning meetup where teachers can briefly explain things like grade level standards, what their kids are learning in the next quarter. And you can always go over how families can support their students at home. Sometimes families just don't know what they need to do to be supportive. Keep it light, keep it conversational, and non-intimidating. Parents sometimes forget that they actually learned in school too, and they'll say things like, well, I didn't learn this stuff when I was in school. You probably did. You just maybe learned it a different way. I love it when people say new math, and you know my feelings on that. Math is math. It's always been math, and it's going to continue to be math. It's just a different way of looking at it. Number 3, gallery walk of learning. You have probably done some kind of a gallery walk with your students, or you've done it in professional development. You can do the exact same thing with parents. Turn those hallways into a museum and let them see what the kids are doing in every class. Just because a student is not in a particular class doesn't mean that they won't be or haven't been in the past. Or there may be siblings that are coming up through the ranks also, and the parents can see what is happening in each of the classrooms that way. Post the student work with a QR code that's going to link to videos of the kids explaining their thinking or to a website that you've set up. Families can walk, they can listen, and they can leave sticky notes with encouragement for the students. This is great where you can have an engagement activity or event without the full-blown setup. You could actually do these before school or after school and kind of have them going all year long so parents can come in and they can just go at their leisure and they can check out the work that their students are doing all the time. Number 4, you can do a family STEM or STEAM challenge night. Think bridge building, marble runs, simple robotics, maybe an escape room puzzle. Families can work together to complete challenges. And those kind of things are so fun. They get parents and students collaborating with each other. It's creative. There's a lot of good, high energy and just joyful chaos. The fun kind, of course. Number 5, a cultural celebration night. Families can bring in food that they've prepared that is something that is important to their culture. Families can talk about or show different things from their traditions that they have in their family. You can play music or tell stories from those different cultures. This is a powerful identity affirming event that's going to build that trust and the belonging within your school community. And it's so fun to get to see the different things that happen within family units that you maybe don't see within your own family. And remember what I talked about last week. Use your families to plan these nights because your families have people with some great talents and who knows their cultures better than they do. And you're going to get to see things from different purviews or different perspectives. It's not a one-size-fits-all event. Number 6, you can do a literacy pajama party. Kids and families can come in their pajamas. They can grab some hot cocoa and they can rotate through read aloud rooms. Or we host a reading under the stars night where you get to go outside and read under the stars. We do it when it's warm, so it's done at the early part of the year. But then you can host the pajama one inside later on. You can do some book giveaways. You can have a story time with guest readers. And then you can also offer reading tip cards or handouts for families to take home. This one always draws a crowd. You know, we talk about data all the time. So number 7 is a family data night. You can break down academic data in a way that families can actually understand it. This might fit into your parent university schedule. What do reading levels mean? What is math proficiency? Or what does it look like? What's coming up on some assessments? We just started using IXL within our school district. And so this is new. Parents maybe don't understand it. Right now, our teachers are learning how to use it and what all the data means. And they're really excited about that. Parents can be excited too. And you can pair the reading night with student goals and those next step sheets that come with those programs. So families walk away empowered and they are not feeling overwhelmed all the time. And then you just heard me mention parent university workshops, which is number 8. You can do monthly or quarterly rotating topics, things like social media safety, homework strategies, or college and career readiness nights. Maybe some behavior supports at home. I think we're going to do a parent night and have a guest speaker come in talking about parenting skills. It's always great to bring in some community partners, and it helps take a little bit of the load off of you of coming up with all of the content all the time. Number 9, you know that at North County Christian School, every student preschool through 12th grade is required to get community service hours. You can make this a family event. It's easier for students to get their hours that way. Parents and families are on board, and you get to build that sense of community between your families and your school. Families and staff can serve together. They can pack blessing bags, do some community cleanup projects, maybe some food pantry support, or I guarantee you somewhere in your school district, on your school campus, there is something that needs to be done, and families are always willing to help in that capacity. It's going to build that purpose, the pride, and the unity between your families and your school. Number 10, and last but not least, is Celebration of Learning Expo. Do some kind of big end of the year showcase, maybe some student performances from things that have happened during the year, especially with your music program or maybe your sports programs, maybe some classroom displays, your clubs demonstrating what they do. Have some leadership awards. And then, of course, you always want to do some kind of a photo backdrop so your families and your students can get photos during whatever event it is. It's a fun, high energy, high engagement capstone that families truly enjoy. These things are a lot of work and you want them to be successful. So give personal invitations, not just a flyer saying, hey, come to our event. You know those aren't always well attended. Remember, give them a phone call and say, hey, we hope to see you at whatever the event is. And food draws people. You know it does. We're human. We love food. But childcare is also a great way to get families in the door. And then if you have ELL families in your district, offer some translation services when possible. And remember, I talked about this in a previous episode where you can rotate those events so they're not the same day at the same time every single event. Because when you do that, when you rotate through different days and different times, you get more attendance because not every family can attend at that one time that you choose every week or every month to do something. And then close that feedback loop. Include opportunities for families to give that feedback after each event. And then post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram, post it wherever you can, and celebrate the turnout publicly with photos, shout outs, newsletters, because those people who didn't show up, they're going to be pretty jealous after they see the great time that you all had. So here's your power action. Choose one activity from this list today that you can work out and get implemented within the next 30 days. Remember, create a protocol. That's my new word, my favorite word. Create a protocol. So next year it's done. You have it written down. You know exactly what you did. You can tweak it for next year. And you've already taken most of the work out of it at that point. Start small. Pick something that builds connection, not just attendance. Leaders, healthy family engagement is not built on just some random event that you throw in the middle of the year. It's built on those intentional connections. Pick one of these activities, tailor it to your community, your school district, and then start strengthening that partnership that makes your school thrive. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.